What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at again with another New York Giants video. And this one, alright, the schedule has officially been released. Yesterday, around 12 o'clock time when I let out my video, which was just the leaked home schedule, 2 hours later, the full schedule was leaked. And then, of course, at the scheduled 7:45 time, the Giants Twitter account tweeted out the official schedule with their nice little graphic and whatnot. The leaks seem to be true. We have all 18 weeks here with a Week 10 bye, which I'll get into in a little bit, but I really like the Week 10 bye week. And we have the teams here in order. And I gotta say, guys, before I go into it, I kind of like this schedule. I really do. I kind of really like this schedule. It's not easy, but it's not hard. And it's definitely not the 8th easiest schedule in the NFL, in my opinion, right? So obviously, for those of you that don't know, the way they go about these schedule rankings in terms of difficulty is based off of last year's records. So based off of the opponent's records last year, I don't know, maybe they add them up or something, whatever the case is, they rate them based off of that. So it doesn't take into account how teams have improved in the offseason, which is why I say when I look at this, I would not look at this and tell myself, oh, this is one of the top 10 easiest schedules to play in the NFL. No, it's not. It's kind of hard. Yeah, at the same time, I know it's definitely not, around the hardest. If there was an actual accurate ranking of this, I would say this is like maybe smack dab in the middle, to be honest with you. This is a good test for the Giants in the 2021 season. And with that being said, let me just get into the schedule prediction. It is super early to do this. In fact, way too early. To be honest with you guys, you shouldn't really even be trying to do this until maybe like a week before the regular season. But it is pretty fun to try and do. Let's see here. Week 1, Denver Broncos. I think this is a W. I think we win this. I know a lot of people have been saying that I'm underestimating the Broncos defense. Maybe you guys are right, but I genuinely just view us as a better team than the Denver Broncos. I think we have a better defense, and it's not even close. I really do. I think that we have potentially a better offense. Obviously, we're going to have to see how Jason Garrett uses his new infusion of talent on the offensive side of the ball, and that's something I'm going to be saying right now as a disclaimer for the entire season. I'm just going to assume that Jason Garrett runs a competent offense with his talent on the field. And I think our special teams, maybe they're equal. I don't know. I honestly don't look at the Broncos special teams. Chalk it up to that one. Maybe the Broncos have it. And coaching, I think we got better coaching. But the two main sides of the ball, defense, we got them beat. Offense, I think we have them beat. Even if you look at it just on paper, right? Even if you look at it just talent-wise, we have more weapons available than the Denver Broncos do. And I will say this, their defense, which was missing players last year because of injury, right? It was not a good defense last year. It was a 25th defense in the NFL. With the returning players from injury and with the additions to their secondary, guys like Kyle Fuller, I think Ronald Darby, and then they drafted Pat Surtain. I am not scared of any of them, to be honest. Kyle Fuller is probably the most dangerous out of all of them. I don't really expect them to do that great of a job against like a guy like Ken Galladay or whatnot. Pat Surtain, I love Pat Surtain. Right out the gate, is he going to be an immediate impact? Yes, but right out the gate, is he going to be an immediate problem? No. It's a W for us. I think I spent a little bit too much time with the Broncos. Week 2, Washington football team, prime time. As much as I would love to say that we're going to sweep Washington again, we're not doing that this year. Washington has improved just as much as the Giants have improved, and I really would love to sweep them, but you could put an asterisk next to this one. I'm giving us the L here. Thursday night primetime, week 2, so we start off 1-1. And the reason is, this is going to be so weird for me. Washington had a great offseason, all right? Let's just call a spade a spade. Washington had a really good offseason. They improved a lot in the offseason, as did the Giants, right? As did the Giants. And I think we genuinely have their number in a similar situation to like, the Eagles-Giants thing that's been going on for like 10 years now. We genuinely do have their number. And I still think that they cannot stop Saquon Barkley to save their life. However, it's early in the season. I can see the Giants still trying to gather their things, still trying to, get together the offense, still trying to figure itself out. I could see struggles early on. I can. And if there is struggles early on, it will be on a Thursday night game that's super early in the season where Washington could catch us off guard and get a win. I can see it happening. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Fitzmagic shows up, but I got to start off 1-1 here. Fear not, we bounce back right in week 3 because the Falcons ain't no challenge, in my opinion. They're literally the same team from last year. Their defense is still absolutely atrocious. They can't stop a nosebleed. And their offense, I think, is going to be, maybe above average or something like that, but our defense is good enough. And by the way, for these first 3 weeks, I think Saquon's going to have an absolute heyday because the rushing defenses of all 3 of his teams can't match him. And for those Washington fans that are saying, oh, we had a great rushing defense last year, y'all have always had a great rushing defense, and Saquon still finds a way to go off for like 150 against you guys. Week 4 against the Saints away, we drop another one here, so we're starting off 2-2 in my opinion. Now the Saints with Jameis is going to be a team that I'm looking forward to because I want to see Jameis Winston succeed. I really do. But the Saints right here, this is going to be the first major test for our offense right here. The Saints would be the best defense we faced, not named Washington so far. I'm putting them ahead of Washington just because of how well we know that Washington team. So yeah, don't take offense to that. I'm putting them ahead of them because we don't face the Saints as much as we do Washington, right? And the last time we played them as well, they have one guy that could legitimately cut up our defense. I know the last time we played them, we didn't have the guys we have right now, but Alvin Kamara is somebody that could cut up any defense, and I'm going to be interested to see how we game plan for him and for a guy in Michael Thomas. But the Saints defense is going to be one that I could see early on in the season stopping, our offense that's looking to get itself together. And I also think generally they are a better team than us. They don't have their quarterback situation figured out, and I do think the Saints are going to be very mediocre this year, but I think that's going to be down the line, down the stretch, not necessarily at the beginning of the season. So I got to start off 2-2 here. Then we bounce back again against a win with the Cowboys at Dallas. And I'm going to be a little transparent here. I actually have us going on a 3-game winning streak. So we win at Dallas, we win home against the Rams, and home against the Panthers. But with the Cowboys here, man, this is a team that we could potentially sweep this year. Like, for real. And I'm not even saying that as a joke. All right? Cowboys fans, eat your heart out, man. I'm really not scared of y'all. Washington, I'm not scared of y'all either, but I respect y'all. I can see us splitting with you. And the Eagles, don't even talk about them. We definitely sweeping them, man. Listen, but the Cowboys here away, this is going to be our immediate revenge for last year. We should have swept them last year if it hadn't been for 2 called back touchdowns. 14 points were called off the board in our first meeting against Dallas last year by the referees. We would have beaten them. And then now, we can beat them at full strength here with Dak Prescott at the helm. Just like that first game last year, there's going to be another shootout because Dallas's defense, in my opinion, did not get much better. They heavily attacked linebacker in the draft, which I guess is smart if they're going to consider letting go of both of their current linebackers. But both of those guys are rookies. Micah Parsons is going to come in and make an impact for sure. Jabril Cox is not going to make an impact immediately, and I don't even think he might start immediately. We'll see how the Cowboys work that out. They still don't got any type of secondary. And once again, if Jason Garrett is at the very least a competent offensive coordinator this year, there's no way he's messing up having Kenny Golladay, Darius Slay, and Sterling Shepard, and Kadarius Toney as his receiving weapons with Evan Ingram and Kyle Rudolph in the tight end spot. They cannot guard that. I don't believe that Dallas can guard that. And that's what's going to propel us to win. Then, with LA, another rematch from last year. We have quite a bit of rematches from last year on here where we were toe-to-toe with the Los Angeles Rams until that one Cooper Kupp touchdown. That one play in blown coverage was what won the Rams the game. Other than that, we were handling them offensively, not so much, but defensively, we were containing one of the better offenses in the league with our defense. And we were actually containing Aaron Donald as well. That was the name Nick Gase kind of put himself on the map, where he was not much of a factor. And now the Rams did get a couple more receiving weapons in the offseason, but their secondary also got worse because they lost 2 guys that were really important to that team, in my opinion. And we improved so much more than they did. And once again, it goes back to how evenly matched we were in that game last year. And because of those secondary losses, I think we win here. And then with Carolina, we're coming off 2 wins. The Giants are hot. They're looking to make it 3 games, and they do. And Carolina is another team kind of like the Falcons that I'm not really scared of. I'm not saying they are like the Falcons in terms of talent and where I see them performing this season. Not the Falcons are going to be worse. But there's nothing on this Carolina team that scares me or nothing that tells me they could beat us. It's another situation of I think we're just a better team. I think that we have a better defense, and once again, I don't think it's close. I think our offense has potential to be better, and I think we got better coaching. Carolina, I think, should be a win at home. This is a game that the Giants should win, no problem. Then week 8, Monday Night Football against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Yeah, this is an L, guys. Let's keep it real. This is an L. So with the L at the Chiefs, that puts us at 5-3, not 6-3. But the Chiefs are a better team. Just like I was saying, I think we're a better team than Carolina. The Chiefs are definitely just a better team than us. And I personally don't think we match up that well against them. I really don't. As of right now, they have no holes on that team. The one problem they did have, they went out and absolutely murdered in free agency, both, free agency and the draft. They did everything they could to try and fix this offensive line. They essentially have a brand new, really good, slightly proven offensive line out there that I think is going to be working really well. They have no type of glaring holes that the Giants can try and expose. They really don't. And if it gets into a matter where it's going to be, you have to be in a shootout, you have to score to keep up with the Chiefs, I don't think the Giants are ready for that yet. So this is going to be an L for us. And then the game before the bye week with the Raiders, November 7th, week 9, I have us winning this at home. A lot of it has to do with home court advantage, so that puts us at 6-3 going into the bye. But the Raiders, they're a team that I liked a lot last year, and they're a team I still like this year. Kind of similar to the Giants, their success is going to depend on how good Derek Carr performs, but also they have an atrocious defense. The Raiders' defense, you look at it at all 3 levels, man. They don't really have a legitimate pass rush. I have no idea what's going on with their middle linebacking core, or just their linebacking core. And then you look at the secondary. Yeah, there's nothing there that's even a stopper. You know what I mean? It's going to be our offense on their defense. Once again, like I said, for multiple cases for the first half of the schedule here. And it's at home. And I think their offense isn't that scary either. Josh Jacobs is going to be something we're going to have to look out for. But we had one of the best run defenses in the NFL last year, and we potentially improved. Yeah, we're going into the bye week at 6-3. But we open up the bye week with a Monday Night Football game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rematch of last year, which was also a primetime game. Outside the bye week. Was it Monday Night Football? It would be interesting if it was. The NFL schedule makers have a sense of humor, it seems to be. It's going to upset a lot of people. I have us losing against Tampa Bay. We're coming off a bye, and surprisingly, teams off the bye recently don't do that well. In fact, the Giants off the bye don't do that well. We saw it last year with Tampa Bay. Now, this is a team, even though they're the Super Bowl champs, they beat the Chiefs, obviously. This is going to sound weird to say, but we have a better chance at beating the Bucs than we do the Chiefs. I'll go ahead and say that. Yeah, we have a better chance at being the Super Bowl champions than we do the Chiefs. And it's all about matchups. We matched up extremely well with them last year. We should have had them. You know what I'm saying? This is another should-have game. However, Daniel Jones came out there and stunk up the joint. He had one of his worst games of his career, if not the worst, but the rest of the team was clicking. Now, here's the thing. We could have them again this year. However, the Bucs not only retained everybody that they had on that Super Bowl roster, but then they added personnel through the draft, which means, guess what? They improved. Not only did they improve, that Tampa Bay Bucs team that we played off the bye week last year was definitely a different Bucs team in terms of how they were performing than the one that went on that little bit of a Super Bowl run. Now, can we still challenge them? 100%. If they're back at that level at week 11, I'm talking about the Super Bowl level, then they will beat us, especially with us coming off the bye. But this is going to be like my second favorite game of the year right here. I'm going to be very interested to see how we play. You could put another asterisk to this one that we could very well win. You know what I'm saying? I said put an asterisk next to the week 2 Washington one. If everything goes right, those 2 games are wins. You know what I mean? But this is going to be one I'm going to love to see. And then week 12, home against the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a W. Putting us at 7-4. It's a W. The Eagles, in my opinion, are going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. They got Devontae Smith, and they think that fixes every single hole on their team. They still got holes on the defensive line, at the middle linebacking core, and in their secondary. Their offensive line, I'm not sure about it. Maybe they figure something out that we don't know. And Jalen Hurts, as of right now, is an unproven product. Either way, earlier we beat them at the link. I had us doing that. You know what I'm saying? The frustrations of week 17, the frustrations of Smith, just the anger and frustrations with the Eagles in general. Oh, no, wait, this is the early game. Oh, yeah, my bad. But this, all right, so all I'm saying is going for this right here. all those angers and frustrations, and it's at home, you best believe the Giants are going to do everything in their power to bury the Eagles, man. You think Joe Judge doesn't want to bury the Eagles? He's going to do everything in his power to do it. The Eagles don't have anything on their team that is better than what the Giants have. Their defense does not compare. Their offense does not compare. And their quarterback does not compare. Suck on it, Eagles fans. Then we go, and this is going to anger some people because it angered people last night in the Young Guns podcast when I said this. So we go on a 2-game losing streak against the Dolphins and Chargers. The Dolphins are a team that we're always compared to in terms of how we have sort of been rebuilding and just kind of constructing this team with good reason. There's a good amount of parallels there between Flores and Judge, but they are 1 year ahead of us if we are to go by that right there. That Dolphins defense is something else, right? And while it has had personnel changes in the offseason, I do think they improved a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They got Jalen Phillips over there now. Should he stay healthy to have a good pass rush? The Dolphins defense is something else. Brian Flores deserves a lot of credit for what he's done in Miami. You know what I'm saying? He should have been one of those Coach of the Year guys. I think Kevin Stefanski got it instead. And much like the Giants, the Dolphins offense is going to depend on the performance of their quarterback, Tua. But this is a game that could go either way. And whenever I have a game where I'm just like, man, it could go either way. And to be quite just brutally honest with you guys, this is still an unproven Giants roster. The one thing I'm going to have to go to is it away or is it at home? And I'm going to give it to the home team, which is the Dolphins, because once again, we are still an unproven roster. Let's not get ahead of ourselves and start predicting wins for everything right now. And then, with the loss against the Chargers, I kind of, also chalk it up to, it's a 2-game away streak on the West Coast now this time. And there's going to be games we drop that we really shouldn't drop. The Chargers is one of these games that I think we should win. But it happens every season where, a team just drops a game that they had no business losing. And a team also wins a game that they had no business winning. This was a 7-win Charger team last year that had 4 of their last 7 wins in their last 4 weeks. They finished out the season really strong. Justin Herbert, was a great rookie quarterback. Their defense started to come on towards the season as well. A lot of things for this Chargers team start building towards the end of the season. And they had good additions in the draft. So this is not a team that's going to be an easy win even if we do win it. I'm saying? It's going to be a challenge. However, I will say I believe we should beat them. But here on the West Coast with the jet lag, I have us not beating them. We bounce back with a win against the Cowboys, so I do have us sweeping the Cowboys. I'm sorry, I find that really funny, man. I know there's going to be angry fans. This video is going to get a lot of dislikes. We finish out the season with our own 4-game winning streak, all right? So that puts us at a record of 11-6. We win against the Cowboys, completing the sweep against them. We win against Philadelphia at the Link, completing the sweep against them. We win at Chicago against a team that I think is going to be either really bad or really average this year, either way, below us. And then we win against Washington in a game that, in my opinion, that's going to decide who gets the NFC East, Washington or the Giants, Week 18. And we got a nice advantage happening at home here. We got a nice advantage because we're on a 3-game winning streak. We got a nice advantage because we're going to be playing really, really hard compared to them. And then with the win against the Cowboys and Eagles, I have not much to say against the Bears one. But with the Cowboys and Eagles, the Cowboys at that point are either going to be out of playoff contention or they're going to be of mediocre contention. I think this is a year where the NFC East finally breaks the cycle of a very mediocre or bad team winning the division, and it's going to be a team that deserves to be in the playoffs this time. So the Cowboys being mediocre and still trying to compete for a spot, I think those days are over. And if they are doing that, then at that point we're the better team and we got the W. And for the Eagles, once again, I genuinely think, I'm not even trolling, that they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. Their roster is absolutely atrocious, and I see no way that we don't beat them at least once, and I have us with the sweep here this year. But that's it. I have us at 11-6, and the thing about this schedule is because the Giants are kind of an unproven team right now, a lot of these games could go either way. Week 2 could go either way. Week 4 could go either way. The Rams game could go either way. Tampa Bay could go either way. The Dolphins and Chargers could go either way. That second Eagles game could go either way. I'll just list off about 7 games that could go either way for this Giants team right now. And that's just, that's just how the schedule is. That's kind of why I like the schedule so much. It's not hard. It's not, impossible, but it's definitely not easy. It's going to be a great test, an absolutely great test for this roster and for the coaching staff, and to see how the Giants team goes. But I do think we're a 10 or 11 win team right now. I know a lot of people have us at 12 wins, a lot of Giants fans. I'm going to just say pump the brakes. 10 or 11 is probably where we are. But that's it for now. that's what I got. Let me know what you guys think. This is already a long enough video. Like, share, subscribe. Put your comments down below. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll catch y'all in the next one.